Hello. You can see the light has actually changed. That means the time of the day has changed and the sun has been covered by the clouds. I don't know. I haven't recorded it in a while and I feel like I'm all over the place today because one video was cut off at like 10-minute mark or whatever. And the other one I touched on like three different things as I usually do. And I'm not even sure listening back to it whether it's worth posting and because I'm literally jumping from one thing to another to another to another. But I think I did mention a few significant things. One of them was that I kind of refused the idea of the timelines and the deadlines of the like pressure on myself and just ensure like focus on ensuring that I do have the time in my day for the creative flow and to ensure that I have the time to move with my creative project. That's one thing. Ensuring that this window is there and ensuring that I'm doing creative work in this window and ensuring that mentally and physically I'm equipped and I have the conditions in my life to continue. Another important thing was about like making sure that I'm so yeah, re- rejecting the timeline and the deadline and focusing on the creative flow, then also like clearing the space for it as well. Not so much saying yes as saying no. Not so much focusing on others than focusing on myself, and you know, continuing to fight the limiting beliefs that I have about myself, which is an important part of it all because, like, if you ever try to do something big, you know that actually your fear begins to scream the loudest when you're closest. Like the closer you are, the closer those things inside you and sometimes outside begin to scream. Like even when before it was a whisper, when you're close to something, when you're close to achieving something, of to finishing something, to trying something you've never tried before, when you're just close to your goal, when you're closer than you've ever been, and when you can sense that you are moving to to a different version of you, your thing that is inside you is screaming, begins to scream. Like at least that's it for me. Like your fear, your blockages, your doubts, your like this internal thing begins to literally scream like you can't do it, you can't do it, you can't do it, it's not possible, it's not possible. Like it's so loud and the straining is so loud. And I was listening to this one woman that I love and cannot recommend because not everyone likes that type of content, but she was speaking about that concept that when you rise to a new level of consciousness or of just a new level in your life, your fears start screaming. They start literally screaming at you. And then a lot of people come back down. They rise again. Either they start earning more, they meet a person who's really their match, their future, like husband, wife, whatever. They like are very close to their business being profitable. They're very close to realizing their creative dreams. They're very close to the new them. And then this thing starts screaming and their fear starts being so big that they cannot break through that ceiling and persevere, and they bring it back again. They bring it back down again. And I felt it in myself multiple times. And I'm feeling it now and I'm feeling it always. The closer I am to the actual doing the thing, or like once before in the past I've met a person whom I really liked and I could feel, maybe I was wrong, I don't know, but I could feel something more, I could feel something different. And my fear was so big. Like my fear of what this could be was so big. Like it was immense. It made me literally run away from the situation. And I still remember that quote, which this girl said during a podcast I listened to. She was like, I'm so sorry that at this moment you met me, I was a different person. I was so different. I didn't understand, I didn't see, and I couldn't. I had too much fear, and that was me in multiple moments in life where I could sense that I was reaching towards something, and my fear became too big. It became too big. I was too close to something that I really wanted. I was so close. Or I've met someone and I could sense that this was not all this, like the fear of screwing it up, the fear of not being good enough, the fear of this new you, of this achievement, the fear of success, the fear of actually making it is so immense. Is so immense. And I can sense it now again when, like, for example, I get closer and closer to actually finishing, the manuscript and actually querying it and actually putting it out in the world. And whenever I'm very close and I'm close, like I can feel this immense amount of fear. It's screaming, screaming. And that's why it's taking so long, and that's why I'm having so much problem doing it, because every step, everything, I have to listen to to those screams, to literal screams, you know, like I could even scream right now, I think, because it's so big. Like, and I know that I will do it anyway. Like I will do that anyway. I will come to this point and I will cross this point and I will do that. Like, no matter how much screaming I have to endure, I will do that. But those moments are very intense. Like you can actually see it in many situations. Like when people are pushed to the limits of their physical abilities, those things are intense. But especially when people are pushed to the limits of their personality, or when people are pushed right close to that something that they believe that limits them. Like you believe something, it limits you, and you're really close to like to actually get it out of the picture. Like, but this thing, the closer you are and the more you're pushing against it, the more it is pushing back, the more it's like, nope, nope, too like the fear is too big, it's too big, it's too big, you can't do it, you can't do it. Like, and people underestimate this process. Like getting past your fears and working through your fears and like walking through your fears is one of the most difficult things ever. To me, it's more difficult than writing, more difficult than working, more difficult than anything actually. Like in this moment when the fear is big, when you're like you've risen up and you can feel yourself being close to the new you. Like it's so hard to stay there. It's so hard to continue. It's so hard to push and wait for the break to come. Because of course at that moment rejection could come. Of course at that moment like hardship could come. Of course at the moment like you're pressuring yourself from the inside, but there's also this pressure from the outside as well. Like of course people will doubt you, of course you yourself are doubting you. Like of course it's hard when you're at some moral limit, when you're just at the limit of your personality who's fearful of something. Of course it's hard. Of course it's hard. And I'm struggling with it. I'm really, really struggling with it. And it's a struggle that nobody sees because nobody knows what I'm going through. And on the surface, it's not even clear why the struggle is so real. Because technically, I do have a manuscript, I do have the way I would like to position it. Even if everybody rejects me, it doesn't matter. Like, I see the passing of this threshold not as someone accepting it and not as someone patting me on the hand or on the head or whatever. I see it as the passing of myself. You surpass yourself when you apply for the position that you never thought you would do. You surpass yourself when you do something you would never have believed you are capable of. You surpass yourself when you change beyond what you imagined. You surpass yourself when when you just earn more money than you ever thought was possible. But when you're close to that sound barrier, when you're close to that spot, the fear is just screaming at you. And for me, the fear is screaming at me. It's screaming at me. It's screaming, this text is not good. This manuscript is not good. You will never get anywhere. Who do you think you are? What do you think you are doing? Like, you cannot get out of the box. You cannot get out of your life. You cannot become something different. You cannot become someone different. You cannot succeed. Like, this is impossible. This is too far-fetched. This is your dream. This is a pipe dream. Like, all those things. But behind all of this is one thing: stay where you are, stay in your place, stay in your lane, be less, stay, don't change. You are good whatever you are. Like, you are good here at this level. You don't need to be at this level. You don't need to be at this level. Like, nope. Stay, stay. And when you really are working on yourself, this voice is very strong at times. When it's something that you really think are important and something that you really internalize, like, going against this takes everything. Going against this thing takes everything. And I can give you another example again with relationships. Going against this feeling that I don't deserve it. I don't, like, it's not to me that those things happen. It's not to me that the happiness happens. He'll find someone better. He'll find someone else. All those insecurities, when you dare say no, actually, it's me. Actually, I am good enough. Again, those things are screaming at you. You never find anyone who's like this. You'll never be someone, whatever, with whom this person will be. You'll never be worthy. You'll never be this. You'll never be that. Like, those things, again, start screaming. And I just want to say that if things inside you are screaming at you, if those things inside are like, no, then you're close. You're close to changing. You're close to breaking out of the thing that you don't want. You're close. And I decided for myself that I don't care how long it takes. If that thing screams at me every single day, okay, okay. I will spend 1,000 days, I don't know, 100 days, however many days with this thing screaming at me. And I know it's only getting started actually. It's only getting started because when I will get rejections, it will scream at me. Who do you think you were? Who do you think you are? You are nothing, whatever. Like, it will become more cruel and more cruel and more cruel, and it will scream at me. What do you think you are capable of? Well, what illusions do you have about your life? Like, basically, this thing is strong. And that's why in all the fables, the actual antagonist or the actual beast is very strong. And fighting the beast, meaning fighting yourself, is no laughing matter. Because truly fighting, it's a true fight. Working on yourself and fighting yourself is a true fight. It's almost like a manual fight. It's almost like a real war, actually. Fighting yourself is no joke. So, but I am determined. I don't know. Like, some days this fear makes me paralyzed in front of the page. Some day this fear makes me not even open the document. Like, I do have this document, and it has like 70k words inside of it. And some days I can't even open it. I can't even start editing. I can't even start rereading it because the fear is so big. The fear is so big. And some days I'm like, forget it. Like, some days this thing inside me is like, nope, this will never happen. No matter how many months you work at it, no matter how much you want it, no matter how much you thought you could, it will never work. Forget it. But I will not forget it. I will not forget it.